Well, Prabhu ki jai. I'm looking for your voice, Prabhu.
प्रभु जी हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी धन्यवाद प्रणाम
Thank
Thursday,
you.
Friday, so horrible, Prabhu. So much of work. I left early,
Oh,
Prabhu. Hare Krishna,
what happened?
Krishna. Today, tomorrow, slightly busy, Prabhu. But from Wednesday onwards, I should be active, Prabhu. Just
Thank you. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
thank you. Sorry, Prabhu. Sorry.
దేనికి సారీ ప్రభు ఐఎమ్ లుకింగ్ ఫర్ యువర్ వాయిస్ అంటే చాంటింగ్ చేద్దామని కూర్చొని అట్లా
Yes, 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 Prabhu. నేను ఇవ్వలేదు, Prabhu. నేను జాయిన్ అవ్వలేదు, Prabhu. That is my
మ్యాటర్ నేను సారీ అంత ప్రభు
Krishna
యూఆర్
Chaitanya,
బిజీ
Prabhu.
అండ్ యూఆర్ ఇన్ ఎగ్జిక్యూటివ్ పొజిషన్ ఇట్స్ ఓకే వర్క్ ఈజ్ వర్క్
లేదు, Prabhu. We have to come up, Prabhu. ఎన్నాళ్ళు పని చేస్తాం, Prabhu, చిన్నవారు.
అఫ్ కోర్స్ అదే
ఇంకా అట్లా హార్డ్ వర్క్ చేస్తా ఉంటే చిన్నకి మనకి నాకు తేడా ఉంది.
కొన్ని రోజులే కొంత ఇక ఇంకెన్ని రోజులు వేస్తారు ప్రభు ఇంకా ఫుల్ టైం ప్రీచింగ్ చేయాలి టు హెల్ప్ అదర్ పీపుల్
కొన్ని సిచ్యువేషన్స్ బాగా కొంచెం సెటిల్ అయితే
హరే కృష్ణ 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 హరే హరే రామ హరే కృష్ణ 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 హరే హరే రామ హరే కృష్ణ హరే కృష్ణ కృష్ణ హరే రామ హరే రామ హరే హరే రామ హరే రామ హరే 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 కృష్ణ కృష్ణ హరే రామ రామ హరే హరే కృష్ణ కృష్ణ హరే హరే రామ హరే కృష్ణ కృష్ణ హరే
Hare Krishna, Hare Ram,
హరే కృష్ణ కృష్ణ
Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram,
హరే
Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram Ram,
హరే కృష్ణ
Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna,
హరే కృష్ణ 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 హరే
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
హరే హరే రామ హరే హరే కృష్ణ 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 హరే రామ హరే హరే కృష్ణ హరే
Hare Krishna, Rama Rama,
Hare Hare.
Rama
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Krishna.
Hare Ram Ram,
Ram.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram 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 Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Ram Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare. Okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Ram, Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Ram, Ram,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Ram,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Ram,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Ram,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Ram Ram
Ram,
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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram 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 Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare Ram
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Ram Ram
Krishna,
Krishna Ram Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Ram 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 Ram, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Ram,
Okay.
Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare
Yeah.
Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Okay.
Krishna,
Uh, we'll start devotees. Okay. You finish your rounds. Finish your Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Yeah, you can finish your rounds. Thank you so much. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashilakaya Chakshauranmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Gutare Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve, Gauravani Pracharine, Nirvisesha Shunyavadi, Paschatya Deshatarine, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhara, Srivasadi, Gaura Bhakta Vranda, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukam Karoti Vachalam, Pangam Langa Gire, Yatkripata Mahamande, Sri Gurum Dinataran, Paramananda Madam, Sri Chaitanya Vishwa. Om Pavitra Pavitra, Sarva Vasamata, Yasmare Pundari Vaksham Sabhya Bhyantara. Sri Vishnu, Sri Vishnu, Sri Vishnu. Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam Sada Pashanti Suryo. Divi Vachikshratadam Sadviprasa Vipanyo Jagran Samidate. Vishnu Yat Paramam Padam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So we'll continue with the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, these verses. So last week we have gone through with happiness definition from Krishna. Happiness in three modes. Definition of happiness given. In three modes also. Happiness defined in three modes. Actually, any activity in this world situated in one of the modes or mixed modes. Krishna only says, right? Sometimes this one fights predominantly, that one fights, or both mixed together. So he's defining about the happiness. Just read translation once, then we'll continue. Whoever now wants to read, please read this one. Yeah. From 37 onwards. Just only translation. Please read translation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, means
Chadani.
Translation is divided as AC, Vivekananda Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. That which in the beginning may be just like a poison, but at the end is just like a nectar, and which awakens one to self-realization, is said to be happiness in the mode of goodness. Hari Bol.
Bhakti Yoga process is like that. In the beginning, Mangalarti attend avadamu. ఇవన్నీ కూడా ఇనిషియల్గా ఎట్లుంటుందంటే అబ్బా లేవాలి పొద్దున్నే మళ్ళీ అటెండ్ కావాలి. బట్ ఇఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ సిన్సియర్లీ schedule, it's going to be nectar in the end. It's continuous nectar actually. Text 38. Okay, Prabhu, go ahead. Prabhu, mere.
Okay, bro. That happiness which is derived from contact of senses with the objects and which appear like a nectar at first, but poison at end. Okay, to be the nature of passion. This is exactly me, bro. Thank you.
Exactly me only. Me also inclusion. Okay, next.
And that happiness which is blind to self-realization, which is delusion. The nature of ignorance. It 100% match it.
Passion and ignorance only, right?
Ignorance and illusion is said to be of the nature of ignorance. Thank you, bro.
Illusion and
నేను జీవించారు బాబు నాకు. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
హే ప్రభు,
పొద్దునే నేనేంటో జీవించారు బాబు నాకు. థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్.
మనందరూ చూపిస్తున్నాడు మన పొజిషన్ ఏందో కృష్ణుడు. ఓకే, ఇన్ ద బిగినింగ్ actual material everybody, but we at least we got to know, this is the where from the Bhagavad Gita, from the teachings of Krishna and our acharyas nice purports and understandings, we are at least trying. That is not the way. So we have to work for us, work in progress on us. Okay, text 40 onwards, we will see Krishna is what he is gonna teach us. So please repeat after me. Natad asti prithvyam cha prithim va.
तदस्ति पृथिव्यां वा
Natad asti prithvyam va. Okay, natad asti prithvyam va.
न तदस्ति पृथिव्यां वा
Divi deveshu va puna.
दिवि देवेषु वा पुनः
Sattvam prakriti jair muktam.
सत्त्वं प्रकृतिजैर्मुक्तं
यदेभिः स्यात् त्रिभिर्गुणैः
यदेभिः स्यात् त्रिभिर्गुणैः
సో మొత్తం చేస్తాను, మొత్తం చేయండి సార్. ఓకే, మొత్తం 4 లైన్లు ఇంకా చేయండి. నతదస్తి పృథ్వీవ్యం వా దివి దేవేషు వా పునః సత్వం ప్రకృతి జైర్ముక్తం యదేభి స్యాత్ త్రిభిర్గుణై.
न तदस्ति पृथिव्यां वा दिवि देवेषु वा पुनः सत्त्वं प्रकृतिजैर्मुक्तैः यथेभिः स्यात् त्रिभिर्गुणैः.
ఎస్, చేయండి మొత్తది.
హరే కృష్ణ ప్రభుజీ, దండవత్ ప్రణామాలు.
దండవత్ మాతది, దండవత్.
న తదస్తి పృథివ్యాం వా దివి దేవేషు వా పునః సత్వం ప్రకృతిర్జైర్ముక్తం ఏదేభి స్యాత్ త్రిభిర్గుణైః. శ్రీల ప్రభుపాదుల వారి అనువాదము. భౌతిక ప్రకృతి త్రిగుణముల నుండి విడివడినట్టి జీవుడు భూలోకమున గాని ఊర్ధ్వలోకములలోని దేవతలలో కాని ఎక్కడనూ లేడు. హరే కృష్ణ ప్రభుజీ.
Thank you, Mataji. There is no being existing either here or among the demigods in the higher planetary systems which is freed from these three modes born of material nature. So even higher planetary system means demigods also. See, material world means higher planetary systems, lower planetary systems. It's made up of three modes. Trigunam. So Krishna is so nicely telling us. Text 41. Brahmana kshatriya visham
ब्राह्मणक्षत्रियाविषां
शूद्राणां च परन्तपा
शूद्राणां च परन्तप
कर्माणि प्रविभक्तानि
कर्माणि प्रविभक्तानि
स्वभाव प्रभवैर्गुणैः.
प्रभवैर्गुणैः.
సో మొత్తం 4 లైన్ చేశాను, ఓకేనా? బ్రాహ్మణ క్షత్రియ విషాం శూద్రానాం చ పరంతప కర్మాణి ప్రవిభక్తాని స్వభావ ప్రభవైర్గుణై.
ब्राह्मण क्षत्रिय विषां शूद्राणां च परन्तप कर्माणि प्रविभक्तानि स्वभावप्रभवैर्गुणैः.
చేయండి మాతాయి.
బ్రాహ్మణ క్షత్రియ విషాం శూద్రాణాం చ పరంతప కర్మాణి ప్రవిభక్తాని స్వభావ ప్రభవైర్గుణైః. హరే కృష్ణ ప్రభుజీ. శ్రీల ప్రభుపాదుల వారి అనువాదము. ఓ పరంతప, త్రిగుణములను అనుసరించి కలిగిన తమ గుణములచే బ్రాహ్మణులు, క్షత్రియులు, వైశ్యులు, శూద్రులుగా విభజింపబడుదురు. హరే కృష్ణ ప్రభుజీ.
థ్యాంక్ యూ మాతాయి. Prabhupada writes, O Parantam, O chastiser of the enemy. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra are distinguished by the qualities born of their own natures in accordance with the material modes. Hare Krishna. One more, let us see. So here he is explaining the qualities, the nature of the Brahmanical qualities, the nature of Kshatriya, Vaishyas, Shudras. So in the before verse, everybody in the material planetary system, in the material world, is born of material modes, three modes. From nobody is free from these three modes as long as situated in the material world or different higher planetary systems. That's where that verse Krishna says, right? Abrahma Bhuvanar Loka. Bhuvanar Loka also, there also lifetime is longer than this world, but of course one has to leave the body and changes the body. This is a real science, right? Wow science. Wow. It's a perfect science and permanent science. Eternal. And this is come from eternal person. Yeah, now he's explaining about the qualities and each varna and ashramas. There are varnas. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudras, qualities. Very good. So let us spend. Samodamas tapas. Haribol, you want to say? Okay. Samodamas tapas chaucham.
समोदमस्तपश्चौचं
Shantirarjavamev cha.
शान्तिरार्जवमेव च
Jnanam vijnanamastikyam.
ज्ञानं विज्ञानमास्तिक्यं
Brahma karma swabhavajam.
ब्रह्मकर्म स्वभावजम्.
Haribol. One more time. entire verse. Samodamasthapasaucham kshantiram kshantir arjavam cha jnanam vijnanam astikyam brahma karma swabhavajam. Repeat, yeah.
समोदमस्तपःसौतं शान्तिरार्जवमेव च ज्ञानं విజ్ఞానమాస్తిక్యం బ్రహ్మ కర్మ స్వభావజం. శ్రీల ప్రభుపాదుల వారి అనువాదము. శాంతి ఇంద్రియ నిగ్రహము, తపస్సు, శుచి, సహనము, నిజాయితీ, జ్ఞానము, విజ్ఞానము, ఆస్తిక్యము అను సహజ గుణ లక్షణములచే బ్రాహ్మణులు కర్మ చేయుదురు. హరే కృష్ణ ప్రభుజీ.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mother. Peacefulness, self-control, austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, knowledge, wisdom, and religiousness. These are all the natural qualities by which the Brahmanas work. Harima. Self-control, tolerance, austerity, purity, peacefulness, honesty, knowledge, wisdom, religiousness. So Krishna, that's why it's called Brahmanas. Brahmana means Brahma Jnanati iti Brahmana. Knowledge, yeah? That knowledge. Knowledge with qualities, good qualities. Okay. Easy completed them 43 and 44 also. Right. Okay. 43. Shauryam tejo dhritirdakshyam.
शौर्यं तेजोदिदृश्यम
Yuddhe chapya apalayanam.
युद्धे चाप्यापलायनम
Dhanam ishvara bhavascha.
दानमीश्वर भावश्च
Kshatram karma swabhavajam.
क्षात्रं सर्वस्वभावजम्.
Swabhavajam, natural quality. Proper translation, natural qualities of a varna. Swabhavajam. Hare Krishna. One more time, let me recite completely. Sauryam tejo dhritirdakshyam yuddhe chapyapa apalayanam dhanam ishvara bhavascha kshatram karma swabhavajam. Chain Mother.
శౌర్యం తేజోదుతిర్దాక్ష్యం యుద్ధే చాప్య అపలాయనం దానమీశ్వర భావశ్చ క్షాత్రం కర్మ స్వభావజం. శ్రీల ప్రభుపాదుల వారి అనువాదము. శౌర్యము శక్తి, దృఢ నిశ్చయము, దక్షత, యుద్ధమున ధైర్యము, ఔదార్యము, నాయకత్వము అనేవి క్షత్రియులకు సహజ కర్మ స్వభావములు. హరే కృష్ణ ప్రభుజీ.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Heroism, power, determination, resourcefulness, courage in battle, generosity, and leadership are the natural qualities of work for the Kshatriyas, administrative class. So these are the intellectual class. That means teaching, all the good qualities, imbibing, all these, teachers basically. Teachers, administrators. These are administrators. Heroism, power, determination, resourcefulness, courage in battle, generosity, and leadership are the natural qualities of work for the Kshatriyas. Okay. So text 44. Krishi Goraksha Vanijyam.
Krishi Goraksha Vanijyam.
गौरक्षवाणिज्यं
Vaishyakarma Swabhavajam.
वैश्यकर्म स्वभावजम्.
So this is Adbhuta word. Paricharyatmakam karma.
परिचर्यात्मकं कर्म
Shudrasyapi Swabhavajam.
शूद्रस्यापि स्वभावजम्.
ఈ వర్స్లో రెండు డిఫైన్ చేసాం కృష్ణ. వైశ్యకర్మ అండ్ శూద్ర రెండు. సో వన్ మోర్ టైం లెట్ మీ రీడ్ కంప్లీట్లీ. కృషి గోరక్ష వాణిజ్యం వైశ్యకర్మ స్వభావజం పరిచర్యాత్మకం కర్మ శూద్రస్యాపి స్వభావజం. ఓకే, రిసైట్.
కృషిగోరక్షవాణిజ్యం వైశ్యకర్మ స్వభావజం పరిచర్యాత్మకం కర్మ శూద్రస్యాపి స్వభావజం. శ్రీల ప్రభుపాదుల వారి అనువాదం. వ్యవసాయము, గోరక్షణము, వాణిజ్యములు వైశ్యులకు సహజ స్వభావ కర్మములు కాగా, శరీర పరిశ్రమ మరియు ఇతరులను సేవించుట అనేవి శూద్రులకు సహజ కర్మలు. హరే కృష్ణ ప్రభుజీ.
హరే కృష్ణ. థ్యాంక్ యూ మాతాజీ. ప్లీజ్ రీడ్ ఎనీవన్. Read Lavanya, Haribol, read.
Translation. Farming, cow protection, business are the natural work for the Vaishyas. And for the Shudras, there are labor and service to others.
Hare Krishna. Farming, cow protection, business classmen are the natural work of Vaishyas. And for the Shudras, there are labor and service to others. All these three. See, we three categories plus Shudras. Shudras supporting, that means lower class. That means labor class are serving to other three varnas, right? So we see teachers, we see administrators, we see businessmen. If we see any kind of occupation fit into these four categories, right? Either teaching side or running the country or locals, whatever, the administrators and businessman, crop production, farming also, it comes under that. And then who support all these three. Krishna has given the occupational duties according to one's own nature, who is situated in that particular mode. Hare Krishna. Dhanaraj Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you so much. So we'll continue with the Srimad Bhagavatam recitation regarding. Okay. Lavanya, please recite this before Srimad Bhagavatam. Recite Jayani.
नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्टिकी कृष्णे स्वदामोपगते धर्मज्ञानादिभिः सह कलो नष्टादृशम् एषा पुराणार्कोऽधुनो अधुनोदिता कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः नमः पङ्कजनाभाय नमः पङ्कजमालिने नमः पङ्कजनेत्राय नमस्ते पङ्कजाङ्ग्रये.
Jai, thank you. So we are continuing from text 41 of Canto 4, chapter 12. Dhruva Maharaja goes back to Godhead. So we'll continue here. So last time, so here Narada Muni is happy with Dhruva Maharaj. So he is glorifying. So what is that glorification? We can see next three previous words. What he started here. After observing the glories of Dhruva Maharaja, the great sage Narada, playing his veena, went to the sacrificial arena of the Prachetas and very happily chanted the following three verses. So why Prachetas are a point discussed by Prabhuji, Lalit Mohan Prabhu. Chapani, ఈ Prachetas ekka connection వచ్చింది? Why he went, why he chanted there? Very happily chanted the following three verses. అక్కడ glorify చేస్తుండ అక్కడ, right? Hare Krishna.
Yeah, actually, Swayambhu Manu Swayambhu Manu time lo Dhruva Maharaj story అయింది కదా. సో యాక్చువల్లీ నారద ముని వెళ్తూ ఉంటారు కదా. సో హీఈస్ గోయింగ్ అండ్ హీఈస్ ప్రేయింగ్
He doesn't have any restriction.
Spatial.
He doesn't have any restriction to go any plant. He has that benediction given by Krishna. Wherever there is a devotional service is there. So wants to help a devotee, he will go there and direct that person. Based on the intention of the devotee, he immediately appears and helps the devotee to practice like this, or give the instructions like that, right? So here you can see this picture and explain one time and then we'll continue reading. Chalo, quickly go ahead from the Krishna chain. Connection చెప్పండి తగలగా.
మొత్తం పైనుండా ధ్రువ మహారాజ్
పైనుండి ఈ సీక్వెన్స్ చెప్పండి అమ్మా. ఓకే.
Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. He is in Goloka. So
Aham Beja Pradapita. Okay. Chalo.
So Lord Brahma is born from Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, is the expansion of Krishna, we all know. So Lord Brahma gives he started progeny like Swayambhu Manu and Shatarupa. They got married and give two sons and three daughters. Priyavrata, Uttanapada are the sons. Akuti, Prasuti and Devahuti are the daughters. Okay.
Next this go.
So direct telefona Priyavrata ki.
Yeah, direct. Uttanapada.
So Priyavrata Uttanapada. So from here Uttanapada he married to two queens, Suruchi and Suniti. Suruchi gives birth to Uttama and Suniti gives birth to Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj wife is 1 minute.
Two wives.
Swarviti, he married to Swarviti and gave 2 sons, Vatsara and Utkala. Okay, and Vatsara, he is the prominent king. He gained the kingdom. So he had 5 sons and Pushparna. Pushparna had 5 sons. From that lineage, Chakshashamanu comes. And from that, Anga, we know Anga, Veena to Nishida and Prithu. Nishida is like a dark, sinful race, and Prithu Maharaj is our devotee from Bhagavatam, and his wife is Achi. And Prithu Maharaj had 2 son called Vijitasva.
And
4
other
other
two.
sons we got to know from Vijitasva from his the story, because he is the emperor of that this one. So from that, Havirdhana and 3 other sons. Havirdhana gives Barhisad and 5 other sons. Barhisad gives, Barhisad meant Prachina Barhi. His other name is Prachina Barhi, King Prachina Barhi. ఆ కింగ్ ప్రాచీన బర్హి నుండి ప్రచేతాస్ 10 sons వస్తారు. They married to Marisha. It's only one wife to all the 10 prachetas. So they got Daksha. అప్పుడు గోట్ హెడ్ సతీ సతీ పాస్ట్ టైమ్ లో ఉన్న దక్ష ఈ మళ్ళీ చాక్షుషార్లో వస్తారు మళ్ళీ.
ఓకే, నైస్. సో ఎక్కడ పోయింది అంటే, సో డిఫరెంట్ మన్వంతరాస్ wherever he will go, Nardamuni, and glorify all the devotees. So here ఇక్కడ glorify చేస్తున్న పాయింట్ వచ్చింది, రైట్, ప్రచేతాస్ అని. That's where we are here. Okay, so thank you.
Prabhu, you asked me something, Prabhu. You called me. I don't know why. I was actually driving, Prabhu. Sorry.
అంటే మీరు చెప్పింది మా వాళ్ళు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేశారు ప్రభు. అది ఎక్కడి నుంచి ఎక్కడికి, ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ ప్రచేతాస్ అని వచ్చింది కదా, లాస్ట్ టైం మనం ఫ్రైడే చదివినప్పుడు ఇక్కడికి స్టాప్ చేసినాం. Went to the sacrificial arena of the Prachetas and very hard అన్నప్పుడు the lineage మన ఫ్యామిలీ ట్రీ ఓపెన్ చేసి మీరు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేశారు కదా లాస్ట్ ఫ్రైడే. దట్స్ వేర్ షీ రికమెండెడ్. ఓకే, దట్స్ ఇట్. థ్యాంక్ యూ. అదే, సో spiritual master is very happy to observe ascendancy of his disciple. నారదమునే కదా ఓం నమో భగవతే వాసుదేవ అనే మంత్రం ఇచ్చింది. సో దట్స్ వెరీ ఈజ్ హ్యాపీ హౌ ఈజ్ రియలైజ్డ్ విత్ దిస్ మంత్ర, మై డియర్ లార్డ్స్ మంత్ర. వెరీ వెల్. సో ఈజ్ హ్యాపీ. నౌ లెట్ us see who wants to read. Recite also చేయండి the next 3 verses. Recite also చేయండి. Recite. Anybody? Haribol, come on.
Prabhu, sharing not visible, Prabhu.
Screen is not visible. Yeah.
Yes. ఇప్పుడు వస్తుంది.
చేయండి ప్రభు. మీరు చేయండి ప్రభు. లలిత్ నెక్స్ట్ 3 verses మీరు చేయండి. జస్ట్ లెట్ us see here. చేయండి.
నూనం సునీతే పతి దేవతాయాస్ తపః ప్రభావస్య సుతస్య తాం గతిం సుతస్య తపః ప్రభావస్య సుతస్య తాం గతిం దృష్ట్వాభ్యుపాయానపి వేదవాదినో నైవాగ్నికంతుమప్రభవంతి కిం నృపాః. నూనం సునీతే పతిదేవతాయా తపః ప్రభావస్య సుతస్య తాం గతిం దృష్ట్వాభ్యుపాయాన్ అపి వేదవాదినో నైవాధిగంతుం ప్రభవంతి కిం నృపాః. What is this, Prabhuji? Which shloka? What does it say? Narada is happy.
Read.
Translation: the great sage Narada said, simply by the influence of his spiritual advancement and powerful austerity. By the influence of his spiritual advancement and powerful austerity, Dhruva Maharaj, the son of Suniti, who was devoted to her husband, acquired an exalted position not possible to attain even for the so-called Vedantists or strict followers of Vedic principles, not to speak of ordinary human beings. But by his divine grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In this verse, the word Vedavadinah is very significant. Generally, a person who strictly follows the Vedic principles, is called Vedavadi. There, are also called Vedantists, who advertise themselves as followers of Vedanta philosophy, but who misinterpret Vedanta. The expression Vedavada Ratihi, Vedavada Rataha, is also found in Bhagavad Gita, referring to persons who are attached to the Vedas without understanding the purport of the Vedas. Such persons may go on talking about the Vedas or may execute austerities in their own way, but it is not possible for them to attain to such an exalted position as Dhruva Maharaj. As far as ordinary kings are concerned, it is not at all possible. The specific mention of kings is significant because formerly kings were also Rajarshis, for the kings were as good as the great sages. Dhruva Maharaja was a king, and at the same time, he was as learned as a great sage. But without devotional service, neither a great king, a Kshatriya, nor a great Brahmana, strictly adhering to the Vedic principles, can be elevated to the exalted position attained by Dhruva Maharaja. Thank you so much, Guruji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much. So he's explaining about glory simply by influence of spiritual advancement, powerful austerity. Dhruva Maharaj, the son of Suniti, who was devoted to her husband, acquired an exalted position not possible to attain even for the so-called Vedantis, strict followers of the Vedic principles. Not to speak of ordinary human beings. Right? Devotion makes emotionally connected with Krishna. Hare Krishna. So next also, Prabhu, next 3 verses, chanting.
నేను చేయనా బాబు ఓకే ఒక్క నిమిషం రవి
బిజీ ఉన్నారా బిజీ ఉంటే లాస్ట్
చేస్తున్నాం కొంచెం యః పంచవర్షో గురుదారవాక్షరైర్ భిన్నేన యాతు హృదయేన దుతా భిన్నేన యాతో హృదయేన దూయతా వనం మదాదేశకరోజితం ప్రభుం జీగాయ తద్భక్త గుణై పరాజితం. ఎందుకు కూర్చోట్లేదు వేరే చూడాలి. Translation: The great sage Narada continued, just see how Dhruva Maharaj, aggrieved at the harsh words of his stepmother, went to the forest at the age of only 5 years and under my direction underwent austerity. Although the Supreme Personality of Godhead is unconquerable, Dhruva Maharaj defeated him with the specific qualifications possessed by the Lord's devotees.
We'll ask purport to somebody, okay? Yeah. Please read anyone devotees purport of this particular verse. Continuation of this glorification of Dhruva Maharaja in the sacrificial arena of the Prachetas. Okay. Next, continue. Please read. Hari Bol. I'll ask next.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, చదవమంటారా?
Okay. Akinjan Prabhu, I have seen Akinjan Prabhu. Okay, చదువుతారా? If you are in reading notes.
Yes, Prabhu. Okay, నేను చదువుతాను. The Supreme God is unconquerable. No one can conquer the Lord, but he voluntarily accepts subordination to the devotional qualities of his devotees. For example, Lord Krishna accepted subordination to the control of Mother Yashoda because she was a great devotee. The Lord likes to be under control of his devotees. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is said that everyone comes before the Lord and offers him exalted prayers. But the Lord does not feel as pleased when offered such a prayers as he does when a devotee, out of pure love, chastises him as a subordinate. The Lord forgets his exalted position and willingly submits to his pure devotee. Dhruva Maharaja conquered the Supreme Lord because Maharaja conquered the Supreme Lord because at a very tender age, only 5 years old, he underwent all the austerities of devotional service. devotional service was, of course, executed under the direction of great sage Narada. This is the first principle of devotional service. Ado Guru Ashrayam. Okay. In the beginning, one must accept a bona fide spiritual master, and if a devotee follows strictly the direction of spiritual master, a Dhruva Maharaja followed the direction of Narada Muni, then it is not difficult for him to achieve the
Hare Krishna. Your voice kind of రావట్లేదు ప్రభు. I don't know. Internet issue.
ఇప్పుడు
చేయండి. Read it. Hare Krishna. Anybody wants to read this next paragraph?
Want me to read or anybody is there?
Am I audible, Prabhu? Am I audible, Prabhu?
Yeah, ఇప్పుడు okay.
Mataji, am I audible?
ఇప్పుడు okay.
The sum total of devotional qualities is developed of unalloyed love for Krishna. This unalloyed love for Krishna can be achieved simply by hearing about Krishna. Lord Chaitanya accepted this principle that if one in any position submissively hears the transcendental message spoken by Krishna or about Krishna, then gradually he develops the quality of unalloyed love. And by that love only, he can conquer the unconquerable. Okay. The Mayavadi philosophers aspire to become one with the Supreme Lord, but a devotee that surpasses that position. Not only does a devotee become one in quality with Supreme Lord, but he sometimes becomes the father, mother, or master of the Lord. Arjuna also, by his devotional service, made Lord his chariot driver. He ordered the Lord, "Put my chariot here," and the Lord executed his order. There are some examples of how a devotee can conquer the exalted position of conquering the unconquerable. So beautiful, bro. The
So
purport
sweet,
is so
Prabhu.
beautiful.
So beautiful. That
So beautiful.
So this one point.
ఓ పక్క unconquerable అంటున్నారు, ఇంకో పక్క you can conquer అంటున్నారు.
Yeah. Submissively
Yeah.
hears. Submissively hearing is important. Submissively hears the transcendental message spoken by Krishna. By Krishna means Bhagavad Gita. About Krishna means Bhagavatam, right? About Krishna, right? Bhagavatam means about Krishna. Krishna's glorification and devotee's glorification. Hari Bol. So that's where he's glorifying Dhruva Maharaja in that area, in that arena. Although the Supreme Personality of God is unconquerable, Dhruva Maharaja defeated him, defeated Krishna. Aham Bhakta Paradina. There is one verse, right? Bhagavatam, Aham Bhakta Paradina. Actually, devotees are purchasing with their unalloyed love. Prabhupada writes, unalloyed love. What is that unalloyed love? Unalloyed love can be achieved simply by hearing about Krishna. Lord Chaitanya accepted this principle that if anyone in any position, even Brahmana, dog eater also can be able to practice bhakti. Submissively hears the transcendental messages spoken by Krishna and about Krishna. And then he gradually develops unalloyed love. That love, once we have in that matured form, maturely serving Krishna, unconquerable become conquered. Huh? So what is that particular word here?
Rajitam. Rajitam.
Rajitam. See, there is here also Guru. Gurudara Vaksarai. No, Guru is needed. One thing here mentioned, spiritual master, right? Adav Guru Ashrayam. Where is that? That's where mentioned here. Okay, it's in somewhere. Okay. That this devotional service was, of course, executed under the direction of a great sage. So Dhruva Maharaj also performed this, austerity, the instruction from Narada Muni. Beginning, one must accept bona fide spiritual master, and if a devotee follows strictly the direction of the spiritual master, as Dhruva Maharaj followed the instruction of Narada Muni, then it is not different. It is not difficult for him to achieve the favor of the Lord. So one day Guru Sri Charana Ravindam. Hare Krishna. So one more verse. Let me try to recite. మీరు చేస్తారా ప్రభు? యక్షత్రబంధుర్భువితస్య ధీరుదం యక్షత్రబంధుర్భువితస్య ధీరుడం అన్వారురుక్షేద్ అపి వర్ష పూగై సత్పాంచవర్షో యదహోభిర్ అల్పై ప్రసాద్య వైకుంఠమవాప తత్పదం యక్షత్రబంధుర్భువితస్యాధిరూఢం అన్వారురుక్షేద్ అపి వర్ష పూగై సత్పంచవర్షో యదహోభిర్ అల్పై ప్రసాద్య వైకుంఠమవాప్య తత్పదం. So let me read this one, okay? Dhruva Maharaj attained, translation purport by Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation: Dhruva Maharaj attained an exalted position at the age of only 5 or 6 years after undergoing austerity for 6 months. Alas, a great Kshatriya cannot achieve such a position even after undergoing austerities for many, many years. Purport: Dhruva Maharaja is described here in a Kshatra Bandhu, which indicates that he was not fully trained as a Kshatriya. Which indicates that he was not fully trained as a Kshatriya because he was only 5 years old. He was not a mature Kshatriya. A Kshatriya or Brahmana has to take training. A boy born in the family of a Brahmana is not immediately a Brahmana. He has to take up the training and the purificatory process. The great sage Narada Muni was very proud of having a devotee disciple like Dhruva Maharaja. He had many other disciples, but he was very pleased with Dhruva Maharaja because in one lifetime, by dint of his severe penances and austerities, he had achieved Vaikuntha, which was never achieved by any other king's son or Rajarsi throughout the whole universe. There is the instance of the great king Bharata, who was also a great devotee, but he attained Vaikuntha Loka in 3 lives. In the first life, although he executed austerities in the forest, he became a victim of too much affection for a small deer. And in next life, he had to take birth as a deer. Although he had a deer's body, he remembered his spiritual position, but he still had to wait until the next life for perfection. So that means, in the deer body, but consciousness is, he is remembering his position. He is suffering in the body, but it's same like Gajendra also. He got that form, but he ultimately devastating his life. That past time he's remembering. That means consciousness can be situated in different by Krishna's mercy in different parts of the different bodies also by Krishna's mercy. See, but he remembered his spiritual position, but he still had to wait until the next life for perfection. In the next life, he took birth as Jada Bharata. Of course, in that life, he was completely freed from all material entanglement, and he attained perfection and was elevated to Vaikuntha Loka. The lesson from the life of Dhruva Maharaja is that if one likes, one can attain Vaikuntha Loka in one life without waiting for many other lives. My Guru Maharaja, Sri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada, used to say that every one of his disciples could attain Vaikuntha Loka in this life without waiting for another life to execute devotional service. One simply has to become as serious and sincere as Dhruva Maharaja. Then it is quite possible to attain Vaikuntha Loka and go back home, back to Godhead in one life. So that's where Prabhupada many times emphasized, give this one life to Krishna all the time. Yes, you have suffered many lifetimes. Somehow you connected with this process, but give this one life to Krishna. Your life will be successful. Enta high statement, enta encouraging statement. I mean, we can do. If that's what. How can we can do? the process is like this. We have to be serious and sincere, just like Dhruva Maharaj. My Guru Maharaj is sincere, serious, and no motivation, any ulterior motivation. Definitely we can achieve favor of Supreme Lord. Definitely we can achieve favor of the Supreme. These three verses glorifying Dhruva Maharaja from his spiritual master, Narada Muni, at the sacrificial arena of Prachadas. Hare Krishna. So we'll continue next verse. Anybody wants to read Hare Krishna? Kinchan Prabhu joined, Vedanur Prabhu joined, okay?
Shall I read, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhu. Continue.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Puranam, Prabhuji.
Where were you, Prabhu, these days?
I went out of station, Prabhuji, so I could not able to attend.
ఈ వేద రీడింగ్ క్లబ్ లో మీకు ఎంతూజియాజం లేదని
లేదు Prabhuji, అందుకనే వచ్చాను. And the great says Maitreya continued, my dear Vidura, whatever you have asked from me about the great reputation and character of Dhruva Maharaja, I have explained to you in all detail. Great saintly persons and devotees were very much like to hear about Dhruva Maharaja. Purport. Srimad Bhagavatam means everything in relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Whether we hear the pastimes and activities of the Supreme Lord, or we hear about the character, reputation, and activities of his devotees, they're all one and the same. Neophyte devotees simply try to understand the pastimes of the Lord and are not very interested in hearing about the activities of his devotees. But such a discrimination should not be indulged in by any real devotee. Sometimes a less intelligent men try to hear about the rasa dance of Krishna and do not take care to hear about the other portions of the Srimad Bhagavatam, which they completely avoid. There are professional Bhagavata reciters who abruptly go to the Rasalila chapters of Srimad Bhagavatam as if other portions of Srimad Bhagavatam are useless. This kind of discrimination and abrupt adoption of the Rasalila pastimes of the Lord is not approved by the Acharyas. A sincere devotee should read every chapter and every word of Srimad Bhagavatam, but the beginning verses describe that it is the ripened fruit of all Vedic literatures. Devotees should not try to avoid even a word of Srimad Bhagavatam. The great sage Maitreya therefore affirmed herein that the Bhagavatam is Samatam Satam, approved by great devotees.
Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Sammatam Satama, Maitreya Vacha, Etatte Bhitam Sarvam, Yat Prishtoham Iha Tvaya, Dhruvasyodhama Yashasas, Charitam Sammatam Satam, Hare Bol. So nicely given. Purport. So we have to read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, every word. Less intelligent people. Anyway, less intelligent always, Prabhupada writes, what is there? Professional Bhagavata reciter who abruptly go to the Rasalila chapters of Srimad Bhagavatam, as if other portions of Srimad Bhagavatam were useless. So these are the less intelligent kind of people. They won't understand other parts of our supremacy of Supreme Lord. They want, that kind of pastime, jumping in there. No, Prabhupada, each word, everything, every chapter, every word of Srimad Bhagavatam must and should read. And this is a ripened fruit. What is that verse? Third verse of Bhagavatam, first chapter, first canto. Chapade?
निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं सुखमुखादमृतत्वसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो भुवि भावुकाः.
Very good. Ripened fruit. మ్యాంగో ఫ్రూట్ అయిపోయింది అనుకోండి, ఈవెన్ పొట్టు కూడా స్వీట్ గానే ఉంటుంది. దెర్ ఇస్ నో క్వశ్చన్. అందుకే పొట్టు కూడా రాదు తీయడానికి. ఎనీబడి అబ్జర్వ్ వెన్ మ్యాంగో రైపెండ్ కంప్లీట్లీ వీ కెన్ డైరెక్ట్లీ ఇట్. అది కూడా స్వీట్నెస్ ఏ ఉంటుంది. అంటే మొత్తం ఒక మెచ్యూర్డ్ ఫ్రూట్. వెరీ గుడ్. టెక్స్ట్ 45. ప్లీజ్ రీడ్ ఎనీవన్. యాక్చువల్లీ దిస్ చాప్టర్ హౌ మెనీ వర్సెస్? జస్ట్ వాంట్ టు సీ 1 second. ఒక్కసారి చూద్దాం. లెట్ మీ సీ. అండ్ 52 verses. We'll see how much we can do. Text 45. Please read anyone. Sri Hari Prabhu, Kinchan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, Prabhu.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. By hearing the narrations of Dhruva Maharaj, one can fulfill desires for wealth reputation and increased duration of life. It is so auspicious that one can even go to the heavenly planet to attain heavenly planet or attain Dhruva which was achieved by Dhruva Maharaj just by hearing about him. The demigods also become pleased because this narration is so glorious and it is so powerful that it can counteract all the results of one's sinful actions. Purport. There are different types of men in this world. Not all of them pure devotees. Some are karmis, desiring to acquire vast wealth. There are also the persons who are only after reputations. And some desires to be elevated to the heavenly planets or go to the Dhruva, and others want to please the demigods to get the material profits. Herein, it is recommended by Maitreya that every one of them can hear the narration about Dhruva Maharaj. Sarva, Sarva Kama and Jnanis who desire to be liberated, Moksha Kama, should all should all worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead to acquire the desired goals of the life. Similarly, if anyone hears about the activities of the Lord's devotees, he can achieve the same result. There is no difference between the activities and the characters of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and those of his pure devotee.
Okay. Recite that verse, Prabhu. Akinjan Prabhu. Hakama and Sarvakama, Mokshakama. There is one verse, beautiful verse. Bhagavatam verse.
No, Prabhu, I am not remembering that.
Hakama Sarvakamo va Mokshakama Udaradi. No problem. Anybody knows? Akama sarva kamo va moksha kama udaradi.
Bhakti yogena param.
Varishta Vaishnava అండి ఎంత బాగా గుర్తుపెట్టుకున్నారు వెరీ నైస్ అకామ సర్వ కామో వా మోక్ష కామా ఉదారది తీవ్రేణ భక్తి యోగేన విజేతం పురుషం పరం. That's why Prabhupada immediately remember that verse and writing in this purport. It is recommended that the devotees, Akama, Karmis, Sarvakama, Jnanis, and the Jnanis, and who desire to liberate Moksha Kama. Everybody can be worshipped to Supreme Lord. Hare Krishna. Next. Text 46. Sri Hari Prabhu. Now somebody joined. 11th one. Who is the Lakshmikant Prabhu? Okay. Sri Hari Prabhu, Lakshmikant Prabhu, who is ready? Please read.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Prabhu.
Dandavat Pranam.
Please read.
Yeah, certainly.
The translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Anyone who hears the narration of a Dhruva Maharaj and who repeatedly tries with faith and devotion to understand his pure character attains the pure devotional platform and executes pure devotional service. By such activities, one can diminish the threefold miserable conditions of material life.
Hare Krishna. Continue, Prabhu.
Purport. Here, the word Achyuta Priya is a very significant. Dhruva Maharaj's character and reputation are great because he is very dear to Achyuta and Supreme Personality of a Godhead, as the pastime and activities of a Supreme Lord are pleasing to hearing about his devotees who are very dear to Supreme Person is also pleasing and potent. If anyone simply reads over and over again about Dhruva Maharaj by hearing and reading this chapter, one can attain the highest perfection of a life in any way he desire. Most importantly, he gets the chance to become a great devotee. To become a great devotee means to finish all miserable conditions of materialistic life.
Very well. Mala chadavandi, highlight.
As the pastime as the pastime and activities of a supreme Lord are pleasing to hearing about his devotees who are very dear to Supreme Person is also pleasing and potent.
About him
Thank you.
and his devotees, both are potent and pleasing to the heart. And this statement, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu repeatedly hears this particular pastime, repeatedly hears from
If one
Gadadhar.
simply reads over and over again about Dhruva Maharaj by hearing and reading this chapter, one can attain the highest perfection, Prabhu. Hari Bol.
Dhruva Maharaj ki jai. Okay, thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you.
Text 47, Srihari Prabhu, Unnara. Hari Bol. Okay.
Continue Chayna, Prabhu.
Unmute చేసండి Prabhu. Let me see.
Thank you.
Can I read, Prabhuji? Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Sorry, Prabhuji. Can I start, Prabhuji?
చదవండి. నెక్స్ట్ రాజు ప్రభు. ఓకే, మీరు చదవండి శ్రీహరి ప్రభు. నేను రాజు ప్రభు విల్ బి రెడీ.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Anyone who hears this narration of Dhruva Maharaja acquires exalted qualities like him. For anyone who desires greatness, proves, or influence, here is the process by which to acquire them. And for thoughtful men who want adoration, here is the proper means.
ఒకసారి ఇంటర్నెట్ చూస్తున్నా.
In the material world, everyone is after profit.
వాయిస్ ఫీబుల్ ఉంది ప్రభు. ఐ డోంట్ నో.
Everyone is after profit. Wants the supreme exalted position.
Okay.
కొంచెం ప్రాబ్లం ఉన్నట్టుంది ఆఫీస్ లో. ఒక్క సెకండ్.
ఓకే.
Purport. In the material world, everyone is after profit, respectability, and reputation. Everyone wants the supreme exalted position, and everyone wants to hear about the great qualities of exalted persons. All ambitions which are desirable for great persons can be fulfilled simply by reading and understanding the narration of Dhruva Maharaja's activities.
Hare Krishna. Thank
you, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So what is here? Anyone who hears this narration, exalted qualities about this, Dhruva Maharaj, pure devotee of Supreme Lord. For anyone who desires greatness, prowess or influence, here is the process by which to acquire them. And for thoughtful men who want adoration, here is the. So everything is in there. 48 verse. Actually, only 4 verses. Let us see. Raju Prabhu. Hari Bol, Prabhu. Raju Prabhu, ask it to unmute. Okay. Chanting, Prabhu, you want to read? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Sorry, Prabhu, got the call. Yeah, translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Yeah, translation. The great sage Maitreya recommended one should chant of the character and activities of Dhruva Maharaj both in the morning and in the evening with a great attention and care in a society of Brahmanas or other twice born persons. Purport. It is said that only in the association of devotees can one understand the importance of the character and pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead or his devotees. In this verse, it is specially recommended that Dhruva Maharaj's character be discussed in a society of twice born, which refers to a qualified Brahmanas, Kshatriyas and Vaishyas. One should especially seek the society of Brahmanas who are elevated to the position of Vaishnavas. Thus, discussion of Srimad Bhagavatam, which describes the character and pastimes of the devotee and the Lord, is very quickly effective. The International Society for Krishna Consciousness has been organized for the purpose in every center of the society, not only in the morning, evening, noon, but practically 24 hours a day. There is a continuous devotional service going on. Anyone who comes in contact with the society automatically becomes a devotee. Who have actually experienced the karmis, many karmis and others come to the society and find very pleasing and peaceful atmosphere temples of ISKCON. In this verse, the word Dvi Janmana means the twice born. Anyone can join the International Society for Krishna Consciousness can be initiated become twice born. As recommended by Sanatana Goswami, as the process of initiation and authorized training, any man can become twice born. The first birth is made possible by the parents, and the second birth is made by the spiritual father and and Vedic knowledge. Unless one is twice born, one cannot understand the transcendental characteristics of Lord and his devotees. Study of Vedas therefore forbidden for Sudras. Simply by academic qualification qualification, a Sudra cannot be understand the transcendental science. At the present moment, throughout the entire world, educational system is geared to produce Sudras. A big technologist is no more than big Sudra. Kalo Sudras Sambhava. In the age of Kali, everyone is a Sudra because the whole population of the world consists only of Sudras. There is a decline of spiritual knowledge and people are unhappy. The Krishna consciousness movement has been started especially to create qualified Brahmanas to broadcast spiritual knowledge all over the world. For thus, people may become very happy. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Wherever there is a chance, Prabhupada nicely put that, kind of, Prabhupada is a businessman. So nicely marketing. We have actually this one here. In every center, this one, the International Society for Krishna Consciousness has been organized for this purpose. For this purpose of association. One can understand the importance of the character and presence of Supreme Personality of God. In every center, 24 hours, morning, evening, 24 hours, continuous devotion service going on. We have actual experience of karmis become devotees. I think Prabhupada is. See? Yeah. Next verse, 49 and 50, and two more versions. That's it. Anybody? Whoever wants to read, please go ahead. ఎవరున్నారు ఇంకా చదువుతారా శ్రీహర్ బాబు మళ్ళీ
హరే కృష్ణ
చదవండి అయితే
Text 49 to 50. Translation. Persons who have completely taken shelter of the lotus feet of this narration of Dhruva Maharaja without taking meditation is recommended after Ekadas on the appearance of the star at particular at the end of the month, Vyati Pata, the month, on Sunday. So, of course, before is performed this
ఐ డోంట్ నో ప్రభు మీ వాయిస్ అంతా ఫీబుల్ అవుతుంది ప్రభు మీ వాయిస్
హరే కృష్ణ
చేస్తారా చదవండి
ప్రభు చదవనా ప్రభు
యా యు గో హెడ్ ప్రభు ప్రభు శ్రీహర్ ప్రభు మీరు ఒకసారి చదివితే నెక్స్ట్ వర్డ్ చదవండి బట్
చదవండి ప్రభుజీ
ఫీబుల్ అవుతుంది మీ వాయిస్ అంటే ఐ డోంట్ నో నెట్వర్క్
ఇంటర్నెట్ సిచ్యువేషన్ ఉన్నది ప్రభు మీది కొద్దిగా లేకపోతే ఎక్కడ కూర్చున్నారా కొద్దిగా బయటికి రండి ప్రభు ఎక్కడున్నాను
చదవండి ప్రభు
లక్ష్మీకాంత్ ప్రభు మీరు చదవండి
yes thank you Prabhu. Person who have completely taken shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord should recite this narration of Dhruva Maharaj without taking remuneration. Specifically, recitation is recommended on the full moon or dark moon day, on the day after Ekadasi, on the appearance of the Shravana star, at the end of a particular tithi or the occasion of a Vyatipata at the end of the month or on Sunday. Such a recitation should, of course, be performed before a favorable audience. When recitation is performed this way without professional motive, the reciter and the audience became perfect. Purport: professional reciter may ask money to extinguish the blazing fire within their bellies, but they cannot make any spiritual improvement or become perfect. It is therefore strictly forbidden to recite Srimad Bhagavatam uh, as a profession to earn a livelihood. Only one who is completely surrendered at the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of a Godhead, depending fully on Him for a personal maintenance or even for a maintenance of his family, can attain perfection by recitation of a Srimad Bhagavatam, which is full uh, which is full of narration of the pastime of the Lord and his devotees. The purpose can be summarized as follows: the audience must be faithfully receptive to Bhagavad message, and the reciter should completely depend on the Supreme Personality of a Godhead. Bhagavata recitation must not be a business if done in the right way. Not only does the reciter achieve perfect satisfaction, but the Lord also is very satisfied with the reciter and the audience, and thus both are liberated from material bondage simply by the process of hearing. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you. So that is emphasizing about the hearing from a bona fide source and receptive and attentive hearing. That helps both reciter and hearer. Reciter as well as hearer. Okay, both. Not for business. Krishna anyway gives everything, but not for only for the sake of maintaining the body. No. This nicely explain these two words. No?
Chala heavy message, Prabhu. Thank you.
Must faithfully receptive to the Bhava, the message, and the reciter should completely depending on Supreme Personality of God. Krishna will give everything, but not for only business or attractive to other things. Yeah, two more verses there, then we can complete this chapter. Actually, we'll finish this chapter. 52 also. Okay. Yeah, 51. Who wants to read? Go ahead. Hare Krishna. Anybody? Lavanya, you want to read? Any authors? Okay. No
Yes,
problem.
Hare Krishna.
Read.
Anybody wants to read? Or should I?
The narration of the Dhruva Maharaj is sublime knowledge for the attainment of the immortality. Persons unaware of the absolute truth can be led to the path of truth. Those who are out of transcendental kindness take the responsibility of becoming master protectors of the poor living entities, automatically gain the interest of the blessings of the demigod. Purport. Jnanam Ajnata means knowledge which is unknown almost throughout the entire world. No one knows actually what is the absolute truth. Materialists are very proud of their advancement in education, in philosophical speculation, and in the scientific knowledge, but no one is actually knows what is the absolute truth is. The great sage Maitreya therefore recommends that to enlighten people about the absolute truth, Tattva, devotees should preach the teachings of the Srimad Bhagavatam throughout the entire world. Srila Vyasadeva especially compiled this great literature of this scientific knowledge because people are completely unaware of the absolute truth. In the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, it is said that Vyasadeva, the learned sage, compiled this great Bhagavata Purana just to stop the ignorance of the mass of the people. Because people do not know the absolute truth, this Srimad Bhagavatam was specifically compiled by Vyasadeva under the instructions of Narada. Generally, even though people are interested in understanding the truth, they take this speculation and reach at the most the conception of impersonal Brahman. But very few will actually know the personality of Godhead. Recitation of Srimad Bhagavatam is specifically meant to enlighten people about the absolute truth, the supreme personality of Godhead. Although there is no fundamental difference between the impersonal, localized Paramatma and a supreme person, factually immortality cannot be obtained unless and until one attains the stage of associating with the supreme person. Devotional service, which leads to the association of Supreme Lord, is actually immortality. Pure devotees, out of the compassion for the fallen souls, are Kripalu, very kind to the people in general. They distribute the Bhagavatam knowledge all over the world. A kind-hearted devotee is called Dilanatha, protector of the poor, ignorant mass of the people. Lord Krishna is also the Dinanatha or Dinabandhu. The master or actual friend of the poor and living entities, and his pure devotee also takes the same position of Dinanatha. The Deelanathas are the devotees of the Lord who preach the path of devotional service, become the favorite of the demigods. Generally, people are interested in worshipping demigods, especially Lord Shiva, in order to obtain material benefits, but a pure devotee who engages in preaching the principles of devotional service as prescribed in Srimad Bhagavatam does not need to separately worship the demigods. The demigods are automatically pleased with him and offer all the blessings within their capacity. As by watching the root of the tree, the leaves and branches are automatically watered. Sorry, as by watering the root of the tree, the leaves and the branches are automatically watered. So, by executing pure devotional service to the Lord, the branches, twigs, and the leaves of the Lord, known as demigods, are automatically pleased with the devotee and they offer all benedictions. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Prabhu.
So, Hare Krishna Prabhu. One question for you also. సో దీనబంధు అనేది మనం రెగ్యులర్గా రిసైడ్ చేస్తాం. ఎందులో సార్ చెప్పండి.
దీనబంధు దీనాల్ ఒక భజనలో వస్తుంది కదా ప్రభు, దీనబంధు దీనాలు.
దీనబంధు జగత్పతి అంటాం ప్రేయర్
కృష్ణ ప్రణామం.
అకించాం ప్రభు.
ఎస్ ప్రభు,
చెప్పండి.
దీనబంధు జగత్పతే చెప్పారు ప్రభు. దీనబంధు జగత్పతే గోపికాంత.
చెప్పండి చెప్పండి.
ఏ కృష్ణ కరుణా సింధు దీనబంధు జగత్పతే గోపేశ గోపికా కాంత రాధాకాంత నమస్తుతే.
దీనబంధు అండ్ దీననాథ్. దీనబంధు అండ్ కరుణా సింధు. హరిబో. సో డ్యూటీస్ ఆల్సో దీననాథ. హెల్పింగ్ పీపుల్ టు ఎలివేట్, సర్వింగ్ సుప్రీం లార్డ్ ఇన్ దట్ వే. నో దట్స్ వేర్ ప్రభుపాద రైట్స్ సో నైస్లీ. దీనబంధు ఎక్కడ వచ్చింది అసలు? దీంట్లో ఏమైనా వచ్చిందా ఇక్కడ? దీననాథస్య. ఓకే, దీననాథస్య ప్రొటెక్టర్ ఆఫ్ ద పూర్. ఓకే, సో లాస్ట్ వర్స్ యూ కెన్ రీడ్ లావణ్య. హరిబోల్. ఓకే, గో హెడ్, గో హెడ్. ఈ వర్స్ చదువుతాం. ఇట్ హస్ రిసైడ్ వర్స్ ఆల్సో.
నన్ను చదవమంటారా?
Go ahead, finish.
इदं मया ते अभिहितं कुरुध्वः ध्रुवस्य विख्यातविशुद्धकर्मणा हित्वार्बकक्रीडनकानि मातु गृहं च विष्णुं शरणं यो जगाम. Translation: The transcendental activities of Dhruva Maharaj Translation and purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The transcendental activities of Dhruva Maharaja are well known to all over the world, and they are very pure. In childhood, Dhruva Maharaja rejected all kinds of toys and playthings, left the protection of his mother, and seriously took shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu. My dear Vidura, I therefore conclude this narration, for I have described to you all its details. Hare Krishna. Purport. It is said by Chanakya Pandita that life is certainly short for everyone. But if one acts properly, his reputation will remain for a generation. As the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna is everlastingly famous, so the reputation of Lord Krishna's devotee is also everlasting. Therefore, in describing Dhruva Maharaja's
activities.
Yeah. Dhruva Maharaja's activity. As the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna is everlastingly famous, so the reputation of Lord Krishna's devotee is also everlasting. Therefore, in describing Dhruva Maharaja's activities, two specific words have been used. Vikhyata, very famous, and Vishuddha, transcendental. Vikhyata and Vishuddha. Dhruva Maharaja's leaving at home at a tender age and taking shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the forest is a unique example in this world. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purpose of the 4th canto, 12th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled as Dhruva Maharaja goes back to Godhead. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, the glorious pastimes. Vikhyata, pastimes of Dhruva Maharaj ki jai, and Vishuddha, transcendental pastimes of Dhruva Maharaj ki jai. Okay, wonderful. So where is this one? Vikhyata and Vishuddha Karmana. Dhruvasya Vikhyata Vishuddha Karmana. Transcendental activities of Dhruva Maharaj are well known all over the world. They are very pure. In childhood, Dhruva Maharaj rejected all kinds of toys and playthings, left the protection of his mother, seriously took 5 years old boy, unbelievable, right? Because with our blunt senses, unbelievable. But it's possible, showing his personal example. It can be possible. Krishna is happy. That's where in 6 months he has seen Supreme Lord. Ghora Tapasya. Seriously took shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu, my dear Vidura. I therefore conclude this narration, for I have described to you all its details. Vidura Maitreya Samvadam ki jai. Gandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So these last 12 chapters, last whatever, the Dhruva Maharaj pastime from the from here onwards, we need to do the Subodhini. We can do quick చూద్దాం నెక్స్ట్ 1 week అట్లా మిడ్ ఆఫ్ నెక్స్ట్ వీక్ వరకు మళ్ళీ చూద్దాం మళ్ళీ ఒకసారి అన్ని కొన్ని న్యూ కొన్ని వర్సెస్ ఆల్సో దేర్ ఇన్ దట్ సుబోధిని గైడ్స్ సో వీ కెన్ రిసైట్ ఆల్సో అండ్ వీ కెన్ కంటిన్యూ అండ్ దిస్ పాస్ట్ టైం అండ్ this description of the descendant of Dhruva Maharaja just about the lineage next. Not much past time, but mainly the past time is all about in these chapters. Chapter 8 until 12, 4 chapters. So we can do the 4 Subodhini guides. We'll continue tomorrow. Thank you so much for your attention and reading with all of us. Gandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So it was directly manamu 10th వెళ్దాం ఓకేనా 10th and 11 yes 10th 11 12 I want to share the audio once. Let me share 1 second. సో రన్ చేస్తా దాన్ని విందాము దాన్ని రిసైడ్ చేద్దాం ముకుంద మాలస్తోత్రం.
Are you playing audio?
చేస్తున్నా
ते मरणेऽपि चिन्तयामि हरिमेव सन्ततम् मन्दहासमुदिताननाम्बुजम् नन्दगोपतनयं परात्परं नारदादिमुनिवृन्दवन्दितम् करचरणसरोजे कान्तिमन्नेत्रमीने श्रममुषिभुजवीची व्याकुले गाधमार्गे हरिसरसि विगाह्य पीयते जोजलौघम् भवमरुपरिखिन्नः क्लेशमद्य त्यजामि सरसि जनयने सशङ्खचक्रे मुरभिदिमा विरमस्व चित्तरन्तुम् सुखतरमपरं न जातु जाने हरिचरणस्मरणामृतेन तुल्यम् माभिर्मन्दमनो विचिन्त्य बहुधा यामिश्चिरं यातना नैवामी प्रभवन्ति पापरिपवः स्वामी ननु श्रीधरः आलस्यं व्यपनीय भक्तिसुलभं ध्यायस्व नारायणं लोकस्य व्यसनापनोदनकरो दासस्य किं न क्षमः भवजलधिगतानां द्वन्द्ववाताहतानां सुतदुहितृकळत्रात्राणभारार्दितानां विषमविषयतो ये मज्जताम् अप्लवानां भवति शरणमेको विष्णुपोतो नराणाम् भवजलधिमगाधं दुस्तरं निस्तरेयं कथमहमिति चेतो मास्मगाः कातरत्वम् सरसिजदृशि देवे तारकी भक्तिरेका नरकभिदिनिषण्णा तारयिष्यत्यवश्यम् सुतदुहितृकळत्रात्राणभारार्दितानां विषमविषयतो ये मज्जताम् अप्लवानां भवति शरणमेको विष्णुपोतो प्रभवन्ति पापरिपवः सरसि जनयने सशङ्खचक्रे मुरभिदिमा विरमस्व चित्तरन्तुम् सुखतरमपरं न जातु जाने हरिचरणस्मरणामृतेन तुल्यम् माभिर्मन्दमनो विचिन्त्य बहुधा यामिश्चिरं यातना नैवामी प्रभवन्ति पापरिपवः स्वामी ननु श्रीधरः आलस्यं व्यपनीय भक्तिसुलभं ध्यायस्व नारायणं लोकस्य व्यसनापनोदनकरो दासस्य किं न क्षमः भवजलधिगतानां द्वन्द्ववाताहतानां सुतदुहितृकळत्रात्राणभारार्दितानां विषमविषयतो ये मज्जताम् अप्लवानां भवति शरणमेको विष्णुपोतो नराणाम् भवजलधिमगाधं दुस्तरं निस्तरेयं कथमहमिति चेतो मास्मगाः कातरत्वम् सरसिजदृशि देवे तारकी भक्तिरेका नरकभिदिनिषण्णा तारयिष्यत्यवश्यम्.
Devotees. సేమ్ ట్యూనే కొంచెం అంతకుముందు ఇది ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసిన కదా ఇది అంతకుముందు పెద్దది నాహం వందే తవ చరణయోర్ అట్లనే అది కూడా ఓకే మాభిర్మందో మనో విచింత్య బహుధా యామీశ్వరం యాతనా నైవామి ప్రభవంతి పాపరిపవ స్వామినాను శ్రీధర ఆలస్యం వ్యపనీయ భక్తి సులభం ధ్యాయస్వ నారాయణం లోకస్య వ్యసనాపనోదనకరో దాసస్య కిం నా క్షమా జలధి రైట్ ఓకే భవజలధిగతానాం ద్వంద్వవాతహాతానాం సుతదుహితిర్కలత్ర త్రాణభారతాదితానాం విషమవిషయతో ఏ మజ్జతాం ఆప్లవానాం భవతి శరణమేకో विष्णुपोतो नराणां भवजलधिमगाधां दुस्तरं निस्तरेयं कथमहमिति चेतो मास्मगाकातरत्वं सरसिजदृशिदेवे तारकी भक्तिरेका नरकभिडि निषन्ना तारयिष्यस्त्य अवश्यम. We'll get it. Any one or two devotees, please recite.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Jai.
माभिर्मन्मदो विचिन्त्वा बहुधा यामिच्छितं यातना नैवामे प्रभवन्ति पापरिपवः स्वामी ननु श्रीधरः आलस्यं व्यपनीय भक्तिसुलभं ध्यायस्व नारायणं लोकस्य व्यसनापनो धनकरो दासस्य किं न क्षमः भवजलधिगतानां द्वन्द्ववाताहतानां सुतदुहितृकलत्रा त्राणभारार्तितानां विषमविषयतो ये मज्जतामप्लवानां भवति शरणमेको विष्णुपोतो नराणां भवजलधिमगाधं दुस्तरं निस्तरेयं कथमहमिति चेतो मास्मगाः कातरत्वं सरसिजदृशि देवे तारकी भक्तिरेका नरकविधिनिषण्णा तारयिष्यत्यवश्यं. हरे कृष्ण प्रभुजी.
Okay, Mata. Thank you so much. Thank you. Very good. Inkoka చేయండి, then tomorrow we'll practice. One more devotee, please do. 10th one starts like Mahabirmandamano vichintya bahudha yamishwaram yatana. Okay, do it please. Lavanya, you go, Amma. Hariva.
10th. माभिर्मन्दमनो विचिन्त्य बहुधा यामीश्वरं यातना नैवामी प्रभवन्ति पापरिपवा स्वामी ननु श्रीधरा आलस्यं वपनीय भक्तिसुलभं ध्यायस्व नारायणं लोकस्य व्यसनापदो न करो लोकस्य व्यसनापनोदककरो दास्यस्य किं न क्षमा भवजलधिगतानां द्वन्द्ववाताहतानां सुतद्रुहितकलत्रा त्राणभारावधि भवजलधिगतानां द्वन्द्ववाताहतानां सुतदुहितृकलत्रा त्राणभारार्दितानां विषमविषयतो ये मज्जतामप्लवानां भवति शरणमेको विष्णुपोतो नराणां भवजलधिमगाधं दुस्तरं निस्तरेयं कथमहमिति चेतो मास्वगाकातरत्वं सरसिजदृशि देवे तारकी भक्तिरेका नरकविधिनिषण्णा तारयिष्याद्यवश्यम्. Hare Krishna.
Okay, devotees, please read translation, anyone, then we can wrap up. The 3 verses translation. Please read, anyone. Okay, Haribol.
Hare Krishna.
Somebody said, okay. Yeah, you want to read it? Chatan.
O foolish mind, stop your fearful fretting about the extensive, can you slightly zoom? Extensive ferments imposed by Yamaraja. How can your enemies, the sinful reactions you have occurred, even touch you? After all, is your master not the supreme lord, the husband of a goddess Sri? Cast aside all hesitation and concentrate your thoughts, O Lord Narayana, whom one very easily attain through devotional service. What can that dispeller of the whole world's troubles, not to for his own servant. Hare Krishna.
11th one, Akijan Prabhu, you want to do? Please read. And 12th one do you want? Okay.
Yes, Prabhu. The people in the vast ocean of birth and death are being blown about by the winds of the material dualities. As they flounder in the perilous waters of the sense intelligence, with no boat to help them. They are sorely distressed by the need to protect their sons, daughters, and wives. Only the boat that is Lord Vishnu can save them. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Last one I will read. Okay. Dear mind, do not bewilder yourself by anxiously thinking, how can I cross this fathomless and impossible ocean of material existence? There is one who can save you, devotion. If you offer her to the lotus-eyed Lord, the killer of Narakasura, she will carry you across this ocean without fail. Devotion at listener. Okay. So one word in 10th law, third line. Alasyam vyapaniya bhakti sulabham dhyayasvanarayanam. So without any hesitation, just concentrate your thoughts on Lord Narayana, whom one very easily attain through devotional service. Hare Krishna. So this one, very good. So we'll continue tomorrow. Practice remaining devotees. Okay. Gandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Mukunda Mala Stotram ki jai, King Kuleshekar Alvar ki jai. Itaya Gaura Hari Premanande Hari Hari. Have a nice Monday.
Krishna Prabhu, Mataji. Dandavat pranams to everybody.
Thank you.